We told you we'd be back.
We want to hear you enjoying yourself.
You're in big trouble, mister.
W3L. W3L.
Got out of the way, this did not go that it was meant to, and there's the boot. Oh hi, wait, the lights have gone out. Oh, we're trying to get some light. Who is it? Was he the man that cost the Edges Never Die their match? Aldridge with a low blow with the Aldridge Express and Sean Moran, and so 2024 ends.
Going to sacrifice her to looking sharp. And speaking of being sacrificed, he's trying to fight. Oh look, it's Krieger! Not headed back to Canada yet.
Luke has had enough of the commune. I have had enough of the commune. I've not had my rematch for that championship title you stole from me, Luke.
I've been down this road before. I'll give my all and settle the score. I know the battle's mine. I'll stand alone. I'm never gonna change my way. Whoa, we're never tired of running. Whoa, we're never tired of hiding. We like the beat on the fear in your eyes. Hey, another round, another time. We were born for this. Whoa, we're never tired of kidding. Whoa, we're never tired of flying. We're like a demon coming back to life. Hey, not a trace, we're leaving in the shadows.
This is W3L Wrestling Showdown, the longest running weekly wrestling show on YouTube. And hopefully by now you've been on to Hooked on Wrestling TV and you've watched our latest box office event, Remedy.
The following contest is a singles matches for the W3L Championship. Making his way to the ring first, he is the challenger. This is Krieger.
It is World Championship time here on W3L Wrestling Showdown. I'm Stevie Wizard, and with me is a man who's taking his true love to a posh restaurant this Valentine's Day. So presumably it'll be a table for one, and that one is Simon G. Money.
And I, unlike you, have never been stood up, Wizard. So we are here at W3L Wrestling Showdown with a match 3 weeks in the making. This man has been to Canada and back in that time. So let's see if he's ready for Father Luke Aldridge.
This has arguably been more than 3 weeks, it's arguably over a year, because of course it was at Aldridge Fight 2024 that he lost the title to Aldridge and he's never had his rematch. And as you rightly said, 3 weeks ago he claimed that rematch and he wanted it right here, and it's exactly what is going to happen. And yes, he is flying back from Canada. Is the jet lag going to affect him, do you think, Simon?
Well, I've never had to travel quite that far for a match before, but the thing is, when you're traveling a long way, you get out the car, you get out the coach, you get off the train, whatever it is you may be going in, a limousine for me, you find that your body's bunched up. You've got to stretch off that little bit more than you would do if you're wrestling in your local area.
But he has momentum on his side. He recently won a championship upon returning to Canada, so you know he's been claiming gold and he's got his eyes set on the W3L World Championship. Will he split his time between Canada and the UK? We'll find that out at the end of this match, I would presume. Speaking of the World Championship, as I'm sure you know, Simon, it's been announced on social media, we will be unveiling a brand new World Championship belt later this month. Who's going to be the first person to officially hold it? Will it be Krieger, or will it be the man that currently holds it and has held it in a stranglehold for well over a year? That of course being Father Luke Aldridge. I guess only time will tell.
And there's only one real answer to that one. We all know who it is.
And his opponent accompanied to the ring by the commune. He is your reigning and defending W3L champion, Father Luke Aldridge.
And here he comes, the world champion, and a man with a family in somewhat of disarray. You know, the commune appear to be crumbling despite them claiming otherwise. Of course, we saw recently at Remedy, they were in that 6-man tag and they lost to Looking Sharp, Thomas Blood and TJ Rage. But the interesting thing here, Simon, did you notice the Jackal has come out with Father Luke Aldridge, the Tormentor has come out with Father Luke Aldridge, but so has Tate. And she's not been seen for weeks. We heard the Jackal at Remedy, he had no idea where she was. She's not been around for a few weeks, but she's returned. Where has she been? You've usually got your ear to the ground. Any ideas on this?
Well, no word out of Castle Commune at the moment, but this only goes to show that when you're talking about the walls crumbling, it's all a bunch of baloney. Because look, they're all here together. They're one unit, one big, strong family, supporting each other.
Well, Krieger notably is all on his own. Of course, when he returned to W3L last month on the Odious Fight pre-show, it was to assist Looking Sharp. Sharp, of course, was part of that 6-man tag like I mentioned, but it was Krieger all on his own. Maybe he's asked for this, I do not know, but he knows the commune of old and he knows the numbers game they bring with them. So I'm surprised that he's out all on his lonesome, but maybe this thing he wants to do himself, I don't know. Maybe he feels confident enough that he can fight off the commune, because I assume Aldridge has given them their instructions. He seemed more concerned with keeping that world championship around his waist than he has about keeping his family together, it seems.
Well, you want to talk about trust, you want to talk about all that. You're right, he is out here on his own. Maybe, just maybe, he wasn't quite as friendly with Looking Sharp as we all thought. Maybe that's the reason he came out and effectively stole his chance, let's not forget, 3 weeks ago. A gauntlet match to earn the opportunity, and then Krieger just walks out and goes, no, I'll have that match, thanks.
Well, I think if you've watched the match, you'll realise that he came to the aid of Looking Sharp, who's being double-teamed by the Tormentor and the Jackal. And just before Aldridge could do more damage, out came Krieger. But let's put that to one side. Let me quickly take this moment before the bell officially rings to thank you for watching this. Remember to like and subscribe and never miss an episode of W3L Wrestling Showdown, as we bring you one every Thursday at 7 o'clock here on the W3L network on YouTube. A referee with that championship belt which is about to hold aloft.
Who thinks he's going to win?
Well, there's the crowd's opinion. They think it's all going to go to Krieger. But saying it and doing it are two very different things.
Well, either way, whoever walks away with the championship tonight, this will be the final time that they hold that specific championship belt. I am very much looking forward to seeing our new championship design unveiled in the weeks to come.
Yeah, it's going to be quite exciting. You're right, who's going to be the first one to hold it? Will the reign of Aldridge extend? Will Krieger get it? I mean, we'll find it by the end of this episode of Wrestling Showdown, I have no doubt, as Krieger misses that chop, and they're going straight at it. Two men who know each other pretty well. And think for a year Krieger's been in Canada, kind of licking his wounds, metaphorically, about the fact that Aldridge stole the title off him. And he's not had the opportunity to get it back, and now he does. And this might be his only chance, so I reckon he's going to want to make the most of it.
Well, you want to make the most. Ow, that looks like that hurt the knee there as well.
Like it.
Father Luke Aldridge trying to get the elbow up to block that, and he does look like he mitigated some of the damage, but maybe he also injured his arm in the process.
We can keep an eye on that as this match goes on. And this crowd 100% behind Krieger, it seems.
They're getting a little bit ahead of themselves.
He's used that to great effect. Aha, look! Tate's grabbed his leg! And look, here come the troops. The Tormentor and the Jackal jumping in. And the referee, she's no choice but to call for the bell.
The family protecting their own. I told you there's nothing wrong with the commune. They're just as effective as they've always been.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've just given the form of the referee, but this match has been thrown out due to disqualification. But unfortunately, due to W3L rules, the title cannot change hands by disqualification.
Oh, look, he's looking sharp. As Fiona's trying to explain what's going on, basically Aldridge has been disqualified, so he retains the title. And Sharp coming out to prevent more damage being done. You questioned their relationship earlier on, and I think it's looking fairly solid.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like this is a very silly move on Luke Sharp's part, but well, he's been making quite a lot of those silly moves. Not only did this man here steal his opportunity off him, let's not forget it was Luke Sharp that technically, well, not even technically, completely cost him in the first place.
Yeah, that's true.
You sneak and snake your way out of an ass kicking. You will not be doing that tonight in Broxton because I've already had once with W3L management backstage. And tonight's new main event is a 3-on-2 Broxton straight fight.
Wow! Well, that's unexpected. The World Championship match being thrown out, and then we've got a street fight.
Hang on, they didn't sign up for this.
Well, apparently it's happening. And there's Sharp with a kendo stick. He got his hands on the Jackal, the Tormentor, and briefly Father Luke. Back at Remedy in that 6-man tag. It went all over the building. Of course, if you've not seen it, head to hookedonwrestling.tv and you can see it there. We should point out that our next event that's going to be on hookedonwrestling.tv will be Trouble in the Tyne, coming your way on February the 27th from Gateshead. We already know that the UEWA European Heavyweight Champion BT Gunn will be there. Who will walk into that event to face him for that title? Who else is going to be on the show? We'll tell you that in the weeks to come, but if you want to see W3L a bit sooner than that, how about this coming Sunday, February 15th? W3L and SW are in Cooper, so come out and see an amazing event of pro wrestling action courtesy of... Wait, Krieger, he's got a child! They've even decided it's 3-on-3 now.
This is ridiculous. Somebody get that masked man out of there. He's very small. Didn't know we had Micro Man in attendance.
Krieger and Sharp making the most of this no rules element. Looking Sharp especially is right at home here, and we know that he's been after Aldridge, looking to get that proper defeat over him. We saw it, Remedy, he didn't do it, he pinned the Tormentor. And as much as I hate to give you any credit, Simon, you did say it right. He's not pinned Luke Aldridge, so maybe he doesn't quite deserve a World Championship match as of yet, until he has actually beaten the champion.
Well, I wasn't expecting you to agree with me quite so easily, but I will take that. I am right, thank you. Now, I was going to question the logic of having a 3-on-2 handicap, but, well, Luke Sharp, he knew the Tormentor was going to get involved as soon as this became no disqualification, so he kind of beat them to the punch. Now he knows what to expect. And now he's added an extra body that he can pin.
This is very true. And Looking Sharp, I think he's got a pile of crisps. Carb loading, I believe that's known as. Getting the salt in Jackal's eyes, make it hard for him to see. And look at this, Luke Aldridge hiding behind Tate again. Not the first time we've seen that. Oh, Jackal's possibly bleeding again.
She's been away for a few weeks. Maybe he just wants to stay close to the family.
Oh, right in the eyes. No, it's Luke Aldridge being a coward and using her as a shield, knowing that Looking Sharp's reluctant to go after her. And as soon as his guard gets let down even fractionally, he goes straight to the eyes to take him down. And look,
don't
he
you
hops.
admonish him for doing something to his eyes. Luke Sharp just rubbed crisps in the Jackal's eyes.
Well, I'm sure that's arguable that it balances itself out. But Aldridge, you notice, didn't go after Sharp, went after Krieger. It's like he's trying to avoid cover one, or just one. It's like he's trying to avoid Looking Sharp at all times. So the last thing he wants is to face him one-on-one.
I completely disagree. I think he's gone for the bigger man to prove a point here.
You know, Krieger arguably is the less fresh of his team with looking sharp, as he's already wrestled a couple of minutes before this crazed street fight got underway. Some semblance of order has been restored.
You've already said it. He's going after the least fresh man of the match. This is all strategic. Nothing to do with avoiding looking sharp.
I'm sure that's not necessarily the case, but it could be argued either way. Krieger fighting back on the Jackal. He's faced him before, he's faced all the Coleman before. Of course, let's not forget Krieger and Looking Sharp used to team up. Hang on, another cover. 1, 2. Just the two though. They teamed up outside of the W3L, so they do have some history, and of course they teamed up together in old year's fight against the Jackal and Tormentor. And Krieger in W3L, the longest reigning tag team champion of all time, nearly 3.5 years he and TJ Rage held that title for. So he knows a thing or two about tag teaming in the World Wide Wrestling League.
Well, he certainly has a little bit more of experience in the tag realm than the Tormentor and Jackal currently within W3L. But that's not to say that neither of them have experience. I mean, the Jackal elsewhere has his own tag team partner, or had. And they were together for quite some time. So that experience is going to come into play. That's going to help out.
Well, the Jackal and Tormentor are the longest tenured tag team currently in W3L, as in they mainly team with each other. Not all the time, but the majority of it, more than any other combination you could care to mention on the W3L roster. So they are a very fluid, very dangerous tag team. Worse with Father Luke Aldridge at the helm. And because it was Sharp's choice, apparently, they have the numbers advantage, 3 against 2.
Well, once again, I hate to give him credit, if I'm honest, but it was smart of Looking Sharp to include the Tormentor in this match, because with it being no disqualification, as I said earlier, he was going to get involved eventually. Well, at least now he knows where he's going to be.
I mean, the X Factor, I suppose, is Tate, who's standing at ringside, doesn't appear to be ready to interfere, but you never know. And of course, the big question mark over her is what's her status in the commune. Jackal seemed very concerned. We know that she felt a bit underappreciated. Aldridge plans for her. He's not verbalised what those are, not publicly, and we don't know where she's been, but she's back and she's at ringside, but seems a little reluctant. Of course, Aldridge hiding behind her earlier on.
Hiding behind her, or she stood in front of him valiantly. All a matter of perspective there, Wizard.
Yeah, possibly you're right, but I know what it looks like to me, and I'm sure I'm not alone in thinking that. Krieger with that shot to the head, but Aldridge holding the arm. These are two experienced men as Krieger ducks the wall up and hits the super kick.
Right under the chin, but there again, earlier on, you remember, Luke Aldridge got the elbow up as Krieger was trying to kick him in the face, and it looks like that's come back to haunt him a bit. He was holding his leg then too.
Yeah, he's gone down. It's difficult for him when you throw a super kick. And obviously you're unbalanced. And his legs give way somewhat and he's down. Both men are, and they need to crawl over and make a tag.
I think that's probably the most offense that Krieger's got in during the match on a consistent basis. So he's not really had to use the legs since he took the impact from the elbow. So
Sharp exploding in. Look, the candlestick beginning to disintegrate. I think that's their third tag partner, isn't it? It's Sharp, Krieger and the candlestick. He's making good use of it as he kicks the Tormentor in the face.
If you're going to choose a third partner, I guess a kendo stick isn't exactly a bad one.
And Aldridge, some friendly fire on the Jackal there, took a nasty landing. And there's the big boot from Krieger. And out of nowhere, covers Luke Aldridge. And he's just pinned the world champion.
I'm speechless.
This is what Krieger wanted to do earlier on when the title was on the line. It wasn't, unfortunately. And there's the kid that helped him out against Aldridge early.
There's the real third partner.
That's the real, yeah, you're right.
He better be under contract.
Kicking Aldridge in the face. And the commune skulking away, it looks like. But Krieger hobbling. Now, does this mean that management are going to try and put together Krieger versus Aldridge again for the World Championship sometime in the future? I don't know what Krieger's schedule is like, but he got a pin over the champion.
That may be so, but I feel like the commune have an angle here. If that child is not under contract, then they should appeal this decision.
Can I remind you, it was a no DQ street fight, so technically interference was legal.
And yet you had a problem with Tate being there.
Sharp and Craig are going out celebrating with these fans. Sharp presenting a kendo stick to one of the kids in the crowd. That's why you should come out and see W3L. What a crazy night this has been. Thank you for joining us here in Showdown. I've been Stevie Wizard, he's been Simon G Money. We'll see you next week.